Hello, students. Today we are covering lesson 8.2 on perimeters of composite figures. So follow along in your textbook beginning on page 326. Our vocabulary begins on page 326. I would like you to write this down and also draw the figures. A composite figure is made up of triangles, squares, rectangles, semicircles, and other two-dimensional figures. So here are two examples of composite figures. You have a square and a triangle put together, which makes a shape of a trapezoid. And here you have the shape of a rectangle and a semicircle put together to make this shape here. To find the perimeter of a composite figure, you find the distance around the figure. Pause the video to take time and write this down. Example 1 is estimating the perimeter using grid paper. So we need to estimate the perimeter of the arrow. So I'm going to start by counting the number of square lengths around the arrow. So let's start with the straight lines instead of the diagonals first. So here I'm going to start. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, going down, 17, 18, and now going up, 19, 20. So each of these units, there were 20 units, and they were 1 unit each. So that's a total of 20 units. Now the next part is going around the diagonals. Now, when you have a square, the diagonal is longer than the edge here. So we're going to estimate the diagonal as about 1.5 per unit. So we have 1 diagonal, 2, 3, 4 diagonals going down, continuing on, 5, 6, 7, 8 diagonals total. So 8 times about 1.5, 1.5 each, equals about 12 units. So the total perimeter around this arrow would be 20 plus 12, which equals 32 units. And this is approximate, so it's about 22. So instead of using the equal sign, I'm going to change it to the approximation symbol that we use. I would like you to try on your own numbers 1 and 2 and page 326. Estimate the perimeter of each figure, and don't forget to use the estimate of 1.5 for the diagonal units. Follow what I did on example 1 to help you with examples 1 and 2 on your own. Okay, example 2 is finding a perimeter. This is found on page 327. The perimeter of this shape here is made up of a semicircle and a triangle put together. We need to find the outside perimeter of this shape. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the perimeter of the triangle on the left side and on the bottom side. So this part of the triangle is 8 feet plus 6 feet, which is a total of 14 feet. Now, the second part is this half circle here, which is a semicircle. Now, I know the circumference of a circle is pi times diameter. And in this case, the diameter is the distance across, which is 10 feet. So I'm going to use pi times 10, which is about 3.14 times 10. Okay, 31.4. Now, this is not a full circle, it's a semicircle. So now what we do is we divide it by 2. So now I'm going to take 31.4 and divide that by 2, and it will give us approximately 15.7 feet. Now, to find the total perimeter, you add the subparts together. So we're going to add the 14 feet for the triangular part, and we're going to add 15.7 feet for the semicircle. And when you add those together, you get that this shape, again, is approximately 29.7 feet. Make sure you write this example down and show your work. Okay, example 3 is also finding a perimeter, and this shape is actually a running track. And this track is made up of a rectangle and 2 semicircles. Now, if you put the top semicircle together with the bottom semicircle, you have a complete circle. So what we need to do is find the perimeter. And I'm going to start with the sides here. I know the length of this side here and this side here are each 100 meters. So I'm going to have 100 meters plus another 100 meters, which is 200 meters. Now I need to find the circumference of the circle. Now here they give us the radius from the center point to the outside is 32. So I'm going to use 2 times pi times the radius as my formula for circumference. 2 times 3.14 times 32. So as I work this out, I'm going to multiply 32 times 2, which is 64. And 64 times pi is going to be approximately 200.96. I'm okay if you use a calculator. Okay, this is a lot of calculation with decimals. So to save time, that's fine. Now we're not finished yet because we need to find the total perimeter. So now we add up the subparts. 200 for the left and right side and 200.96 for the circle. And when you add those together, you get the grand total is approximately 400.96 meters. Okay, make sure you show your work on this example. And let's continue to on your own. I would like you to now try numbers 3 and 4 on page 327. You have a semicircle here, and then you also have a similar shape that we just completed. So go ahead and give these a try and show all your work. Your exit ticket for today is to find the perimeter of the showroom here. So you have the room shown. It's 14 feet, and then there's a small cutout of 4 feet and 5.5 feet. You know the long side here is 12.5. You need to find the length of the longest side here. So look above to help you. And then you need to find the length of this part of the left side here. If you know the whole side on the right side and you take off the part that you know, you should be able to label all the sides. Once you label all of them, then you should be able to add all of the sides up and get your total perimeter. If you have any questions, write them down. I'll be happy to help you in class tomorrow. Don't forget we have a little mini quiz on 8.1 and 8.2. Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.